Of course, my son ran into her and they called me. I was planning on sort of retiring. And she said, get down to the studio, I have hits for you. And you can't say no to Diane. It's impossible.
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Daryl, and now listen, Belinda Carlisle's in the house. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you very much.
Actually, I think it might be going great, but then again, social media can be deceiving, but I've been stalking you, and it looks like you've had a fantastic vacation season. Tell me all about it.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I could go on, but I went to Southeast Turkey, near Iran and Syria. I like adventure travel, and that was an adventure. It's considered a red zone, a no-go area, but I went anyway, and with a friend of mine who loves adventure travel, and we had no problems. We saw unbelievable ancient cities, hiking and trekking and, archaeological stuff. It was great.
Okay, so I got to say, you mentioned that it was a red zone, a no-go zone, but you did it anyway. I would imagine there were some people at the label, your managers, PR guys that were like, you're about to embark on a tour. We kind of need you, Belinda.
Well, as I was leaving, there were a lot of phone calls that went around going, can't you stop her? To my manager. Okay, you have to stop her from going. And he's like, you should see the list of places she wants to go to that she can't. There was nothing to be afraid of. It was fine.
Well, when you started out in this biz, right? We're talking back with the Go-Go's. You got to tour everywhere, and you've probably been to every city, tenfold. But as most rock stars will say, you get to know the Holiday Inns, right? You get to know the hotel, maybe the breakfast buffet. You don't get to visit and enjoy a city. Now that you're embarking on a new tour to support the new album, Kismet, do you have tourist plans for those cities?
The one thing I went through my schedule to book into Pilates studios along the way. So I do that. When I'm in New York, I've been wanting to walk the length of Central Park, which I'm going to do this time. So there's little things that Chicago, I'll go back to the Art Museum, which is one of the greatest museums in America. So there's a few little things like that. But Pilates is really important for me. So I'm always researching studios in each city.
Well, you get to celebrate 35 years as a solo artist with a great new album called Kismet. A couple really cool singles on it, including Big, Big Love that you got to work with the famed Diane Warren.
Right.
And this is not your first time with Diane, and she is a handful. She is a big personality. Oh, yeah. Tell me what it's like to work with Diane.
Well, we clicked back in the 80s when she wrote I Get Weak. There's certain people you just we feel like we've known each other for, I don't know, it was just really familiar. Of course, my son ran into her and they called me. I was planning on sort of retiring. And she said, get down to the studio, I have hits for you. And you can't say no to Diane. It's impossible.
Right.
And then when I went to the studio, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yes, I'll do it. So that's how that happened. And it was just like riding a bike, like no time had passed at all.
What meditations, what reflections, what moments did you allow to sink in on you so that you made the most of this time?
One of my things I had in my brain that sort of boxed myself in and I had to let it go was that I'm 64. If I was ever going to do anything, it would have to be lyrics that were lyrically appropriate. And then I thought, when I was listening to these songs, it's like, no, that's totally wrong. I've had lots of experiences in life and in love. I had to change my sort of headspace about it. And I'm glad I did, because they're really, really good songs and they're believable.
Music videos. This is such a cool day and age where there's music videos, but there's also the lyric music video, so that you can get content out to your fans immediately. And you've been kind of dabbling in both of these. Which do you prefer? Because I know sometimes, I gotta tell you, getting in hair and makeup is a real pain in the butt.
Yeah, I think I prefer the lyric videos, to be perfectly honest. Although that being said, I love the video for Big, Big Love. It was, it's as it's hair and makeup being tucked out and pinned and, but things have changed a lot since the last time I made a video, which was in 1997. So, we didn't have all these different formats of videos. And I don't really understand what goes on in music anymore. I just sing.
Congratulations, by the way. It was about a year ago that you and I spoke. You were about to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
Since then, what has changed? Because I know that that's something that a lot of bands chase. And they're like, oh, why didn't we get nominated, or why didn't we get in? And so now that you don't have to chase this, and not that you're chasing, but you know that it's not always on someone's mind. A manager's not bringing it up, and you know a PR agent isn't saying we should really go for it this year. Where did the goalposts move to now?
And not that I even like really care that much. I mean, I've been doing it for so long, but the questions are different. The attitude is different, even on a very subtle sort of way. So I'd say that's changed. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's like we did it, you know, and it was really, really nice to be recognized.
I mean, great to be recognized with your work for the Go-Go's, but your solo stuff is so fantastic, and you are equally in a category all of your own for your solo work. I mean, just recently you worked on the Tom Brady, the 80 for Brady soundtrack, and some of the other solo female artists that are on this soundtrack that you got to collaborate with, they're one-namers. I mean, we have Belinda, we have Dolly, we have, Debbie, we have Cyndi Lauper, what great company to keep, right?
God. Well, when Diane, I was doing my vocals for Kismet, and she comes in, she goes, do you want to sing with Dolly, Cyndi, Gloria, Debbie, and, whatever. And I said, yeah. I mean, I didn't even hesitate. So, it was like amazing. That was amazing. I mean, we all did things remotely, but I hope that something comes up where we can actually sing the song in the same room.
Well, the new album is called Kismet. It's got fantastic music on it. The single Big Big Love, If You Go, they are all catchy. They are all poppy. But you kind of said it right. They're very appropriate. They feel like you. Do you have a great connection to these songs, Belinda?
I think I do. I mean, I'm really, really picky with what I sing, and it was kind of shocking that every single song that Diane said, I think this might be good. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I never do that. I mean, that's, it felt like me. It felt like a continuation of some of the material from the late 80s and early 90s. On par, definitely, with quality of those songs.
It was fresh and updated, but it still felt like you and what fans were expecting when they clicked
exactly.
play.
Yeah, it was very, very Kismet. It was Kismet.
It was Kismet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today, Belinda. It was really nice catching up with you.
Thank you.
Hey there. Thanks for watching AXS TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite AXS TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.